All right, we are recording now. So we are making our sunflower with a ladybug this morning. I'm gonna have everyone pin my big screen, the one that has my paper on it. So everyone should turn their paper horizontally. Okay? So horizontal, sometimes we'll call it hamburger. Basically, it looks like this. Okay? So horizontal is what we're going with today. And I know my whole picture is not on the screen. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I have my picture up front here so I can see it. It's actually a very simple drawing today. The drawing part should be easy. So give me a big thumbs up if you're ready to start drawing. If you have your pencil and you have your Sharpie. Just looking around really quick. Guys are all giving me a thumbs up. That's great. Okay, I'm gonna just pin my video one more time. I have to like pin and unpin. I figured out how to do what I needed to do. Okay, so in the top left corner of our screen, of our picture, I should say, like where my hand is, what we're gonna do, it's gonna look like a sun coming out of the sky, like a corner sun. But just make that mark and then give me a thumbs up once you have it. Remember, you're using pencil first. I am using a marker because it's so important that you guys can really see what I'm doing. So just give me that big thumbs up once you have it. You got it, Sophie? Okay. So I'm just going to talk about what we're going to do next. We're doing something called layering. This might be brand new for you, or you might have some experience. Just follow along with me. Don't get ahead of me. It looks simple, and it should be simple, but sometimes we can overcomplicate things by accident. So let's not do that, okay? You ready? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be drawing a couple of big front petals. And this is a really big sunflower. So it actually kind of comes off my page a little bit, okay? Yours doesn't have to be as big if you don't want it to. You always have artistic license. You can change things. So once you have that, just give me that big thumbs up so I know. So the next petal, we're not going to do any kind of layering or overlapping yet. That's going to come. We're going to do our front row right now. Okay, so this is in our foreground. So it definitely doesn't look quite right yet. You just have to trust me here. It will look good. So I left a little bit of space in between. All right, so just note that. And once you have that, give me that big thumbs up again. Sarah, are you good? You ready to move on, Sarah? Give me a thumbs up. We'll do our thumbs up system just for now. I don't want to get ahead of you guys. So I'll look in my waiting room also and make sure that no one's waiting. All right, everyone good? Ready? Next one. We're going to draw another front row petal. Okay, so these are our front row petals. And next thing we're going to be doing is getting into our layering. Whoop, I'm not even. Sorry, I'm holding my camera. I like how some people are working on the floor. That's my preference. I always work on the floor. Just gonna look around at you guys. Kristen, on your screen, I just see like a black blur, just so you know. I'm not sure if you're aware. It might be on purpose. Oh, there we go. Maybe your phone fell. Okay. Oh, look at that. It's on the TV. I'm on TV. Woohoo. Okay. Back row, you guys ready? Here's what we're going to do. So there is a petal hiding in between each of these. I got those ones. Okay. And just give me that big thumbs up so I know. A finger. I like that, Lucia. Okay. Everyone's with me? Okay. So for these last two, one's going to be coming off the page over here, and the other is going to be coming off the page over here. So it gives the illusion that there's more there. You see? It's kind of a close-up. And the last thing that we're going to be drawing is our ladybug. We're just going to draw the outside of him or her. It's a ladybug. I guess it's a her, right? Okay. And just give me that big thumbs up when you're ready to move on so I know. Cool, Amelia. All right, I see thumbs up all around. All right, so for our ladybug, you could choose any petal. You definitely don't have to do it on the same petal as me. Okay, so you can put it anywhere you like, but it should be on a petal. Okay, so you're gonna have it kind of start at the bottom of the petal so that the bottom of it is like the bottom of the ladybug. Okay, so I just drew like my little half circle shape and then another one for the head. That's it. That's actually it. Okay. So most of what we're going to be doing today is our painting steps. And I'm just looking around. So you guys can feel free to go ahead and use your marker and we'll set up for painting next. While you guys are doing this, I'm actually going to grab my colors because I haven't grabbed mine yet. So we're not really drawing any details right now. Okay, we're going to actually just paint in our details. Lots of painting today. Okay. And I'll just let you know what colors we're going to need. I'm going to grab mine. I'm not trying to get ahead of you. You're going to need a blue, a white. You're going to want a red, orange, yellow, and brown. Okay, I'll be right back. Give me 1 minute.
I don't have brown, and I don't have any colors to make brown.
I'll teach you how to make brown. If you don't have brown, I can show you how to make it. And yes, you can make it. Okay, so just put out your, you don't have to even put anything else in. You can just have them in hand. That's all. I'll be right back. You need dark brown or light brown?
No, she's gonna teach me. Yes, old. We got all the colors. I can make it. She'll teach me.
And I always forget something. So what I need to get right now is my palette. So you guys can grab your supplies. Don't put out your paint yet. We'll do it together. But you're gonna want your palette, your piece of paper towel. You're also gonna want your paintbrushes, your water cup, those things, okay? And grabbing something to use as my palette. Be right back. Hey guys, here I am. So I'm gonna film myself putting out the different colors. Okay, so this is my palette paper. I'm actually just using a regular piece of paper. You can even use a piece of paper, believe it or not. Okay, so if you have nothing around your house, you can use paper. Non-screen. There we go. Is my white? It's a little bit of an off-white, but that's what I have. Okay. Bit of red. You can watch me first if you like, or you can do this along with me. It's up to you. We'll go slow. My blue. Might be a little bit more than that. Blue is going to be our back. Oh, that was way too much. Oh, what a mess. So blue is going to be our background. So you will need a bit of blue. Clean my hands off because I did make a mess. I guess the mess is half the fun, isn't it? Okay, a little bit of yellow. And so I actually don't even have orange, which is fine because I'd actually rather mix my own. Well, I like mixing my own colors. The other thing you'll want, if you don't have it, that's fine because we could just mix our own. You'll want a little bit of brown. If you don't have brown, what you'll want is a touch of green, the littlest amount of green. You can put green out only if you don't have brown, because I'll teach you how to make your own. Yes.
On your screen, I could only see white, red, blue, yellow, and brown.
Yep.
Oh.
That's correct.
My colors are hard to open.
Oh, and we're going to need some black too.
What?
If you don't have black, actually, I am looking and I don't think I have black, so I might have to mix my own dark color. So as an artist, sometimes you might have to mix your own colors, and you should, because it's a lot of fun. If I don't have black, I'm looking for another dark color that I could use to add to my brown. So I have a very dark blue, and to make my dark color that I'll use as black, what I'll do is I'll mix my blue and my brown together. But we're not doing anything yet, okay? So there we are. And I am gonna mute everyone again if that's okay. I heard some feedback last week. I take everyone's feedback extremely seriously. And someone had been saying that there was a student who was unmuted. I didn't catch it, but what I'm gonna do is you can absolutely talk whenever you'd like to, but just make sure when you're done that you just hit back the mute button, that's all. Because otherwise what happens is we hear like the echo or the background noise from your home. So the colors that I have out here are white, yellow, red, and blue. Those are the important colors. If you have brown, put out some brown. If you don't have brown, what you can do is put out a little bit of green, and I'll teach you how to make your own brown. If you have black, you can put out some black. If you don't have black, like me, you could put out a dark color, and we're going to mix it with your brown to create a black, and we will do this together. So no getting ahead of ourselves, right? So just looking around the room to see how everyone did with putting out their colors. How did everyone do? Does everyone have their colors out? Does everyone have their complete paint set up? Awesome. Awesome. I love the plate. That's perfect. Everyone has their water cup, their paint brushes. You're always going to want to have a thin brush, a medium brush, and a thicker brush. I always pretty much have those three. And you're going to want a couple Q-tips. All right. So everyone has those supplies handy. Okay, awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my pin screen. I'm going to go here and I'm going to unpin and repin. I actually figured out that's all I have to do to go back. It's simple, but last week, for some reason, I just figured it out. Isn't that funny? Okay. So I'm just trying to position my camera. And the first thing that we're actually going to do is we're going to make our background color. And we're going to make it painterly. So I'll teach you guys about what painterly means, okay? Before I get ahead of myself, I'm still trying to set up my camera right here. Okay, so I have it focused on our background. So that's important and on purpose. What I'm going to do to make my background color, I'm going to take a scoop of blue and a scoop of white and mix. So a scoop of blue and a scoop of white, and you want to mix it completely. You want to have enough to fill up your background. So if you don't think you mixed enough, you can mix a little more. If you need some blue paint, I'll give you some over here because I have a ton. Just kidding. I wish I could though. Okay. So same as I always do, I'm going to leave a little bit of space because I'm going to be using my thin brush to get up to my edges. We'll do a couple coats of the blue too because we don't want it to be translucent. We want it to be opaque. I talk about those words. So translucent means that you can see through the color. Kind of like if you were to paint your nails and you only did one coat, it's very see-through. So what we do is we're going to do a few coats. So we'll do this, we'll let it dry, and we'll add another coat. The background is a big part of this painting, so we're going to put some emphasis on it. And you don't have to work as fast as me. You can take your time. I encourage you to. Always an important thing to do. So this is what I have so far. I'm not going to do my second coat yet. You don't have to be where I am. You can take your time. We're not going to move on without everyone. Okay. I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab my thinner brush here. It's not my super fine detail-y brush. It's a thinner brush though. I'm going to go right up to the edge. I was about to say it got really quiet, but the reason is because you guys are muted. That's funny. I forgot. So as I'm doing the detail work here, my picture is drying, and I'll be able to do that second coat. So in art, the slowest person wins the race. It's not about being fast. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and do a second coat of my blue. I want it to just be ultra thick. So while you were doing, and you don't need to be up to this yet, take your time. You don't even have to be close to this yet. But after you do your detail work, most likely your paint will have dried and you can go ahead and do your second coat. And then we're going to do something really fun after this. So this painting, I called it painterly. When I say that word painterly, what it means is that the artist used very thick paint strokes. So you can see strokes of different colors. So that is what painterly means to me anyway, when I say it. So we are going to learn how to do that next after you have your second coat of paint. Okay, I'm gonna this and I'm gonna check in with you guys. Everyone's doing looking around the room. Everyone's working so hard. I love it. Hi, Carrie. Hello. Carrie, I know you've been watching the videos. Okay. Looking around. Hello, Lucia. Amelia's working so hard. Sue, I love your setup. So smart. She's got a tarp on her floor. That's such a great idea. You can also work outside on your deck, same way. So you're not constricted to just your kitchen or just your playroom. You can move. And hi, Megan. I think you're one of my newbies. You joined last week, right? Well, welcome, Megan. Some friends are doing this as a parent and me. Hey, Lisa. Can you guys do me a favor? And can you turn your cameras around so I can see your artwork? I just want to gauge where everyone's at, just for a moment. Sometimes it's hard for me to know. I always see Amelia doing her thing. I love it. All right, cool. Very good, Kristen. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Isabel. Nice, okay. So if you are still working on your second coat of paint, give me a big thumbs up so I know. Look, I have a blue thumb. If your hands don't get messy while you're working, it's a good sign that you need to get messier. I don't know where I'm going with this. Sometimes I start saying things and I forget where I'm going with it. You know what it is? When I'm teaching this way, I actually hear an echo with myself. So sometimes I lose my train of thought because I'm busy listening to me. Okay. So it looks like everyone's still busy working. Let me check in. So we want to let that second coat of paint dry. So what we're going to do is actually come back to that part, the background, later on. Okay? I thought we would do it first, but I actually have a different vision for it now. So I'll just talk about the next thing we're going to do. We're not doing it yet because there's no rushing. But the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be mixing the yellow for the sunflower. So we'll be doing that before we go back to the blue. We'll go back to the blue later. Amelia, are those clouds in the background? I love it. Aw. I'm going to have Jackie do the video later. She'll be happy to see you on there. Okay. Hey, Sarah, are you still painting or are you all finished? You're all done? Okay.
Yep, I'm all done.
Okay. Just checking in around the room. And let me talk to Megan really quick. Megan, how are you doing? You're busy or are you finished with your blue? And I'm not rushing. I just like to check in.
I'm done.
Okay, cool. Give you guys another minute. So if you're done, it might be a good time to take a little 7th inning stretch. Bathroom break. You can do a little bit of yoga. My daughter and I have been taking yoga classes at Benner's Farm.
I made the colors blend in.
What's that?
I
Oh,
made the blue blend in.
so Isabel, that's you talking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that looks wonderful. I see that little area that you accidentally painted over your pedal.
Yeah.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about that. Because
I
what's
know,
going to
because
happen?
when it dries out, you won't see it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So what you can do right now is you can use a paper towel and just pat it dry. Okay?
Yeah, it's actually already dry.
Awesome. So when we go to do the yellow, as long as that blue is dry, you should be able to paint right over it, especially because we're going to be doing 2 coats of that. So as long as it's dry, it shouldn't mix in with your yellow. And if it does, it's not a big deal. You'll have a little spot that's a little tiny bit green. Who cares? All right. So I'm not rushing anyone. All I'm going to do is show you guys how to make the rich yellow that we're going to be looking for the sunflowers. So I'm going to come back to my screen. I'm going to pin and unpin, or unpin and pin. Okay, here I am. This is my palette. I'm going to make sure that my paintbrush is totally clean. There's not even an ounce of blue in there, because you guys know what's going to happen, right? If there's still blue in your brush, everything you do with your yellow is going to turn green. Right, because yellow and blue mixed together make green. So I'm going to take this whole scoop, actually, of yellow that I have here. My yellow is a little bit dried out, so I'm going to activate it with some water. So if you have acrylic paints that are dried out because they're old, you can just reactivate them by tapping some water into them. That's all you have to really do. Sometimes people throw away their old paints, but you don't have to. A lot of times you can just go and reactivate them, depending on how old they are. If they're really old, it may not work out. I take smallest touch of red. You see that little tiny bit on my brush? And look at that. It made it a nice, beautiful golden color. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to this. My tube is really dried out. So the paint is kind of thick and clumpy. But I'm also into conserving. I don't like to buy anything unless I really need it. try anyway. No one's perfect, but I do try. So if I have something around my house that I can use, instead of buying something new, I'm gonna try to use the thing I have around my house. You can see my paint's like really kind of clumpy and thick. All right. So if you're ready to move on, I'll just show you. It's actually very simple what we're going to be doing next. Super simple. You're going to paint inside of every single one of your petals with the same color. We're going to do it the same way we did with the blue. Do your first coat, let it dry, then do your second coat. So you could take your time with the blue and then just catch up to us when you're ready. And if you forget what you're doing, just say, hey, Miss Michelle, I need your help. Help. You can do one of those. I'm doing it the same way. I'm going to use my thin brush to get up to my edges. Although a lot of this you can actually just paint right over. You see what I did? I just paint right over my line. Just like that. Just don't paint over your ladybug. And I'm painting right off of my paper. This part, I might use my little thin brush in a minute. Yeah, you see it turn green
Is
right
this
there.
the rich yellow?
What's that?
Is this the rich yellow that you
Let
want?
me take a look. Who's, is that Isabel?
Yeah.
Isabella. Add a touch, literally just the tiniest amount of red into it.
Okay.
It's just a little bit pale. Anyone else want to show me their color? And the beauty in this is that everyone's colors are going to be different from each other. We're all going to come out with something slightly different from each other. And you have creative license. You can change things. You can change anything you want. Last week, Dominic added, what did you add, Mr. Dominic, to your cactus? You added something really, 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 really cool.
What did you add? You added a dinosaur.
I made a dinosaur out of the cactus.
It was so creative. I loved it. It was so fun to look at. And your dinosaur looked like a cactus to me. It took me a second to realize that it was a dinosaur. So thank you for that extra creativity. It was super fun. So again, make sure that you guys are sending me an email with your finished pictures, because I'd love to post them. I know one or two people sent me their pictures after I did my post last week, and I'm still planning on highlighting them, but I'm just waiting a few days. That's all. So you'll see your picture on Facebook, on our Facebook page. Just keep looking. I'll definitely be posting it. I don't always do it on the same day that you give it to me. I kind of plan out my posts a little bit. So this yellow is coming out very translucent for me. Translucent, again, means that you can see through it. It's not transparent. Transparent would be like glass, where there's no color, and it's completely see-through. So that would be transparent. Translucent means that you can see through it a little bit. So this is translucent in that I can see my lines, even though I painted over them. This color naturally has a lot of translucency to it. The translucent means that you can still see through it, but it's not completely see-through, because completely see-through is transparent. So I like to teach you guys a little bit of vocabulary whenever I can. Okay, I'm gonna grab my detailing brush. Again, I'm gonna make sure that there's absolutely no trace of blue in there. Sorry, I just realized I'm still in gallery mode. Okay, and I'm gonna open. I sometimes might need reminders to do that. You guys could say, hey, Miss Michelle. A couple weeks ago, I sent out a video, and I know a couple of students are relying on the videos completely because they can't make it to the class time. but I sent out the video and the whole thing was in gallery mode. So they were trying to follow along with the project, except that they had to look at a little tiny box. So it wasn't working out too well. And I didn't realize that. So I'm always learning. See what just happened? I got a little bit of blue mixed in there. Not a big deal. There might just be a little bit of blue mixed in. I just added a little bit of water to kind of spread it out. That actually seemed to work. Did the trick. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add another coat of my yellow here. And I know I've been talking a little bit about fall. I plan to still have our virtual classes, but we are also going to be having in-studio classes. We started doing them this summer. And we're going to have probably, most likely, have some homeschool times. So there'll be children's classes all over the schedule. So that'll be really nice. And I hope I can teach a couple of them. We have quite a few teachers at the studio. I have a hard time getting there because I have a baby at home. I have a 10-month-old. But if I can, I will, because I love teaching. Okay. I will be right back. I'm actually gonna go run to the bathroom fast. I'm back. Hi everyone. I have a newer yellow here because it was just a little bit clumpy. So I think what I'm gonna do is add, yes, that's better. It's less translucent. Show you guys. And I'll check in with you guys in 1 second. So the second coat can be faster because the first coat's already there. First coat's probably more important. Second coat, you can blast through it a little bit. You don't have to do as much detail work. I like this color a little bit better. It's just a little bit more golden.
Michelle?
Yes.
I just got a little bit of yellow on the ladybug.
Oh, that's okay. Who is talking? Is it Isabella? Okay. So I want to show you. Look, we're twins then. Because look, I also got yellow in mine. So
Like this much.
it's not a big deal. So we're going to be doing the ladybug a little bit later. By the time we get up to painting our ladybug, the yellow is going to be dry. We'll be able to just paint right over it. We'll never know that we had a mistake. So I always say there's no mistakes in art, but if you do make a mistake, it's easy to cover it. So I'm going to teach you guys how to cover up your mistakes if you want to. Okay, Sarah. Yes.
I got some yellow on my ladybug too.
Uh-oh, you want to show us?
Yeah.
Oh, it happens. You're just like me. Looks just like mine. All right, I'm putting it in gallery mode. I am finishing up my second coat on mine, and I'm going to join you guys again, and we'll just check in and see how everyone's going, how everything is going. Not how everyone's going.
That's such a pretty color.
Oh, it has to be a little brown.
Mm-hmm.
So she's adding white to it.
All right, so I went and did my second coat. All right. So I'd like to just check in with you guys and just see what you guys are up to. And again, I'm not rushing, just like to see where you're at. That's all. Do you want to show me your picture? Okay, Isabella, perfect. Nice, Amelia. Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. Cool. There's Addie's, or is that Dominic's? Oh, okay, I see both of yours. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Megan, you have a little bit more yellow to do. Okay, Lily, perfect. And did someone just go away? Uh-oh. Are we missing someone? I just had an extra person and she just went away. I think it said Evie. Okay. And just checking around the room. Give me a big thumbs up if you're ready to move on. I'm thinking that Evie might be trying to join the group again. Her internet might have been spotty, or she might have had to hook up with like an extension cord. That happens all the time. That's one of the troubles of teaching virtually, is that anything can happen with people's computers and internets. Sometimes my cat will come and hop on my keyboard. Things happen. You have to be open to it. I used to get a little bit more flustered with these things, just like you guys would, and I'm learning to roll with it a little bit more. So I guess it's just a learning experience for everyone. Okay, I'd like to know, are you ready for the brown? And if you don't have brown, I'll show you how to mix it. Okay? So give me a big thumbs up if you're ready. You're just ready to move on.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm ready, but I have two different browns, so like I can make it look like seeds.
Okay, cool.
It's like
All
one
right.
darker, one lighter.
Isabella looks like she's ready. Okay, so who does not have brown? Because I'm going to work specifically with you if you don't actually have a brown. So Lily does not have brown. Anyone else? Everyone else does? Okay, so Lily, to make your brown, here, just listen, because I don't have these colors out to show you, so just listen. So
Michelle, we do
Lily.
have brown. We're good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
We have brown.
Oh, you do have brown. Okay, cool. So then everyone has brown. Cool. All right, so since everyone has brown, I'll just tell you, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to paint in my brown spot. This should go a little faster. So I'm just painting the inside of the sunflower brown. We're going to have a lot of fun in a few minutes using our Q-tips. So my brown is definitely on the translucent side. If your brown is translucent and light like mine is, and you want to make it darker, what you can do is take some brown, mix in a little bit of your dark blue if you have it. So it got really, really dark just now. A little darker than I wanted, I guess, but actually it's looking really good. See? That's the color I'm looking for. So it should be like a dark brown. So if your brown is too light, try adding a little bit of blue into it, just a touch, especially if you have a nice dark blue. And we'll do this part a little bit on the faster side. I think I can even get away with one coat here. I'm gonna grab a cup of water for myself. Be right back. I take breaks and you can too. You can pace yourself.
I'm so ready for the Q-tip.
You're so ready?
Yes.
So ready for what?
So ready to do the Q-tips.
Okay, cool. Before we move on to the Q-tip, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna paint our ladybug the red and the black. Okay, so I'll actually just focus on that because you guys can just move right along to that. Okay, and I'm so ready also. We're gonna have such a fun time with that next step. It's gonna be awesome. So if you have red, what you're gonna do is you're gonna paint your ladybug red. I don't know if you guys, actually, I'm not sure if you guys can see me in your screen. Okay, cool, yes. I'm working with my little tiny mat.
No, she said to stand down.
So it's hard to fit everyone on the screen.
No.
So I went outside my lines. You guys see that? A couple of friends here were saying that they keep painting outside the lines. It's perfectly fine. Your picture will still come out fantastic, I promise. And I paint outside the lines all the time.
I'm making the dots now.
Okay. If you have black, yeah, you can do that. You can just go ahead and start designing your ladybug. That's fine. If you have black, you can use black for the head. I don't have black, so I used that dark brown that I mixed, and I just actually added a little bit more blue to it.
Don't forget to put dots on the ladybug.
Right, it's important. Do not forget those dots. Jackie, my daughter, is going to love doing this later. Her favorite, she calls it an animal. Her favorite animal is ladybug. And I ask her what she wants to be when she grows up, and she always tells me she wants to be a ladybug teacher. So I don't know what it's about. Maybe she teaches in the ladybug classroom at school. But whatever it is, it's awfully cute. And yes, I am going to go ahead and start making, I'm going to start designing up my ladybug, actually. And you don't have to be up to this yet. I'm going to leave in. There we are. So you can see my little mess up there. What I'm going to do is wait for it to dry. And then later on, I'll go back over this with some, I'll find a way to cover that up. So I'll teach you guys how to cover up some of your mistakes. So you guys have your Q-tips. You're welcome to use a Q-tip to make the dots, or you can use a brush. And you could decide how many. And there's something kind of fun that happens in this ladybug that we'll do later after it dries, but there's like a little bit of shininess to it, so I'll teach you guys how to do that, but that will be a little bit later in the class. I want to let it dry first. Okay. Wherever I put this camera, it's just not working out.
There's something wrong with mine. Okay, there's just something wrong with
That kind of works, I guess. Okay. So I'm going to go back to gallery mode, and I just want to check in with you all, see how everyone's doing. Feel free to talk to me. Cool, Isabella. Anyone else want to show me where they're at? Nice, Amelia. I can see where you're at. Awesome. We're going to be moving on in a few minutes.
Michelle.
Yeah, Sarah, right?
No.
Oh, beautiful, Sarah. Who's chatting with me?
Me.
Hello.
You know what? You know what else you could do with the Q-tips?
What's that?
You could take a little darker brown on your Q-tip or lighter. You could pick, and what you could do is just bend the Q-tip down on the top, so it looks like seeds, like sunflower seeds.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah, so I'm actually going to move on to showing you guys how to use your tip within your painting. I'm really excited to show you some fun stuff. So let me ask you guys, the Q-tip is the most fun. Do you want to save it for last, or do you want to do the Q-tip right now, and then do the other stuff after? There's still a bit to do. So who says Q-tip first? Give me a hand or something if you want to do the Q-tip stuff first. If you want to save the Q-tips for last, give me a thumbs up. It seems like most people want to do the Q-tips now. That's what I'm getting from the group. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and repin my picture. And I'm gonna start showing you guys how to use your Q-tip within your picture. We're gonna just be using it right now in the brown portion. So the colors that we're gonna be adding are yellow, red, and orange. If you have orange, I don't even have orange. I'm gonna have to make it for mine, but so let me show you what I mean. So I just dipped in my yellow, and I'm gonna put some dots around. There's more dots toward the edge of your circle. As you go inward, as you go towards the middle of your sunflower, there's fewer dots. So you can put more around here. See? There's a big, thick conglomerate of dots here. As I go towards the middle of the sunflower part, the middle part here, there's fewer dots. So it's just a little bit more sparse. Okay, so I just did some yellow dots. You don't have to be up to this yet. Everyone is free to work at their own pace. You also know that I send your video the same day. So if you miss something, you can always come back to it in our video. I put some red dots on. You know what? I actually got to pour out some more red. It doesn't have yet. Wow. That's my red. Wow. And I'm just checking in. I can hear someone's background noise, so I think someone might be unmuted. I'm not looking at the screen, so I'm not sure who it is, but if you wouldn't mind, just because I just hear some background noise. And it's not so much an issue for me, but I want to make sure the people who are following along in the video are able to really hear everything. Okay, so I'm putting in some red dots around. I'm not sure if you were able to see me do that. Okay, cool. And I was talking about doing orange as well. So if you're like me and you don't have an orange, you can mix an orange. You guys know how to mix orange. Yellow and red. A nice orange. Kind of peachy. I actually really like this color I just made. Just a few. You don't need a ton of this orange color. So it's like a Monet, you know, up close, it just looks like a lot of dots. Far away, it's gonna really come together and make the sunflower portion look a little bit more brown. It's gonna make it interesting too. It will make it fun to look at. Okay. I'm also going to dip in my brown that I used before, and I could put some brown dots as well. Your choice. I'm going to. I just think it will be nice for the picture. And I'm going to check in with you guys in 1 minute. Oh, and mine looks a little choppy also because I'm off my page. I'm not sure if you could see, I have a wood board underneath mine that I literally just paint right onto. It's fine. That's what it's meant for. So right now it looks like the edge is sloppy, but it's not, because when I pick it up, you'll see that it looks perfect, just like yours. Okay, cool, Isabella. Love it. The dots are a lot of fun. Lily, I see your brother. And Lucia, I see your hand working really hard. And Megan, I love that you're doing it as a parent and me with your mom. I have quite a few people doing it as parent and me. So we have Sue and Amelia right underneath you. Actually, I'm not sure if your gallery view is the same as mine, but Amelia is also doing it with her mom. And so is Sophie. Actually, I'm not sure where Sophie is. I don't see her. All right. Actually, she must have been the person who left a minute ago. And Sarah, I like your pictures in the background. I can see your pictures from week to week. But yeah, so Sophie, who was just here, is also doing the project with her mom. So they're doing it together as a parent and me. All right. So is anyone ready to move on? Give me a thumbs up if you are ready to move on. Yeah. Isabella, how about you? No, not yet. That's okay.
I'm making a little bit of detail.
I might just show you guys the next step and then you guys can join in when you're ready. Does that sound good? I just want to show you guys what we're going to do next, okay? So I am going to just pin and unpin again. And since I'm using a small computer, I keep losing my picture. Here it is. Okay. So here's what we're going to be doing now. You're going to be grabbing your smallest brush that you have. So if you just want to look up at me, you don't have to be up to this yet. I'm going to be dipping in my red that I have here. I think I actually might add a little, I'm adding a little bit of yellow to my red to make it just, I mean, your red might be perfect. Mine is a little bit on the almost on the blue side. So what I did was I just added a little bit of yellow to it. You don't have to do that, but you can if you want. And what you're going to do is you're going to make little lines like this. So this is where we start to get painterly. And this is where we also start to have some fun. Although I hope you guys are having fun the whole time, because me, art's just always fun. And I'm going to show you, I'm actually just going to, I'm not done doing my red, but I am going to show you something. I'm going to dip back in my yellow. And then what I can do, this is where we really start getting painterly. I'm dipping in my yellow, and then I am also adding some yellow lines in here. And what's happening naturally is I kind of get this neat blend because the paint's still wet. So you guys see what's happening? So I put my red, and right away I'm just dipping in my yellow, and I make lines, and this interesting, fun thing happens where a blend occurs. See? So, and I'm not trying to get too ahead of you guys. I just want to show you where we're going, and I'm going to keep showing it. So if you miss it, it's okay. I'm just going to show it and show it and show it again, because there's plenty to paint here. And you guys know that I'm always kind of a half a step ahead of you so that you guys know where you're going. You know where things are leading to. Amelia is our next door neighbor, and I'm sure you guys hear sirens. There's sirens outside my house right now. Hope everyone's okay.
Michelle?
Yes.
You mean the lines like this?
All right, I'm just gonna put this down for a second. I'm gonna go back to my gallery mode, and I'm gonna check in with you guys. So Isabella, let me see. Hold on, I'm coming back into gallery view, so just bear with me a minute. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so if you like, you can blend in a little bit more yellow. I would recommend blending in some more yellow, okay? Now, there's something else. We have the same red, so just watch me here for a minute. And again, you don't have to be doing this just yet. Hold on, I'm just gonna unpin and I'm gonna repin. There we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is also just the ends of these have those red little stripes. And it's that same thing again where I make the red, and then right away I'm going to add some yellow to it. So in the middle, it's just yellow. You see that? So it's just the ends where I'm going and I'm adding these fun effects. So I messed up with that ladybug before, and I accidentally painted in my flower. So I just kind of made it part of those streaky lines that I'm making. So I fixed it. So saying, as artists, we can be a little sneaky sometimes, and we can fix our mistakes if we have them. Although most of the mistakes, quote unquote mistakes, that I make as an artist make my art better, believe it or not. So sometimes it's not a mistake at all. Sometimes things happen and they make your art even better than if they didn't happen. So you can even be open to those mistakes and not look at them so much as mistakes. The mistake might be like the wrong word for it. We call it the accidents. As a parent, I used to watch Bob Ross when I came home from school as a kid. You might have also, but he would always talk about how there's no mistakes in art. There's only happy accidents. So for the kids, when us parents were little, around your age, there used to be a painter on TV named Bob Ross, and you could paint along with him. It's called The Joy of Painting. And I used to do that. Me and a lot of other people. And it would be right on your TV. I'd come home from school and right away turn him on and you can paint along with him. And it was always a landscape. It was always a picture of like nature. So I'm working a little bit faster now. Not that you need to work fast, but I just am. And right now I'm actually using a thicker brush just to see what kind of effect I can get from doing that. So it's kind of an experiment. But the thicker brush seems to be making it less streaky. But you might really want yours to have some streakiness. So this is where choice comes in. So I'm just kind of playing actually. And this is where our paintings are probably gonna look different from each other. So this petal here is done, but what I'm doing is I'm grabbing some yellow and I'm just putting some in the center with a bigger brush here. And I'm just kind of smoothing around. So we're just playing. We're just being super playful, playing with the idea of smoothing. So now my picture is becoming less translucent, more opaque. And you know me, as always, we're going to be, going back later and adding those black lines that we accidentally painted out. Not accidentally, we did. That's part of what we do here. And then we'll bring them back. And just be ultra playful, and I hope you are too. And I hope you're having a lot of fun. Okay. Looking for a good place to kind of position my camera. That's pretty good. I can just get my tripod to stay there. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my gallery mode, checking in. We have some pretty awesome works of art happening here. Dominic, is a dinosaur gonna appear in your flower? Let's see. Oh, we got some dragonflies going on. Oh, butterflies. Oh, and that looks like a little lizard, right? Is it a lizard? Yeah, I love it. Can I take a peek at what you guys are all making? Ooh, Isabella, that's so fun and painterly. Love it. We still have some work to do in our blue background. Ooh, Sarah, nice. That's fun. Very, very, very fun. Okay, Lucia. Yeah, so, look at Lucia's background. Lucia, I want you to, you know what, I'm gonna pin you for a second. Hold on, I'm gonna pin. Guys, just take a look. So she put her element into here. I love it. So just take a look. That's so fun. Thank you. Thanks for showing us how you had fun. So Isabel, Lucia, what you can do next is you can paint back your black lines that we paint, the ones from the flower petals. You're gonna wanna use a thin black brush or a thin brush and use black. Okay? Anyone else wanna show me? So Megan, let's see what you guys have.
Megan, she just wants to keep it like this.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna go back into the blue also. We're gonna do some fun painterly elements in the blue in a minute. But this is an opportunity. If you haven't found a way to make your flower your own yet, please take that opportunity. How you doing, Lily? Doing good? You guys are doing it as parenting me today too. That's cool. Okay. I'm just looking around to make sure I've really checked in with everyone. All right. So I'm going to show you some tips for the blue background, but this is really a part that you guys you could just be really, you could start getting really playful if you haven't already. You are going to want to use a thin black line and trace over your flower petals, also around, like every black line that we made, you can use black paint and a thin brush and go around it like we always do. You can save that for last. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to continue and proceed with my picture. Okay. So I talked about painterliness with our blue backgrounds. What I'm going to do here is I'm mixing some light blue. This is just me. You guys can do what you like here. You don't have to do the same with me. Is someone chatting with me? I hear someone. Isabel, you might, did you have something you have to say? Otherwise, well, after
What to do in the middle? What to do not
I'm just gonna mute really quick because I hear background noise on a couple of you guys. So I'm just gonna mute you guys back up. Nothing personal. There we are. Okay, I'm back at my picture, and what I did was I made a lighter blue, and I'm just gonna paint in a lot like what Amelia did actually. A little different than what Amelia did, but this is just my own artistic voice here. So whatever you do is right. There's nothing you could do wrong here. Isn't that beautiful? But what I'm doing is I just put some lighter blue that I just mixed. I mixed that myself just now. And I'm just adding some painterly elements, just having fun in the background. Playing, being playful. So don't forget to enjoy yourself while you're making these pictures. When we do our art time together, you can just leave your stress at the door. There's nothing to stress about. You're in a safe place where you can express yourself, and there's nothing you can do that's wrong. I'm not grading you. It's very different than school. We just are here to have a blast, learn about ourselves. There's a lot of self-exploration that happens while we're making art. And I know that some of my most treasured childhood memories are the memories of making artwork. When I was a child, my mom was actually very handy, and she actually finished our basement herself. She was really neat. So she finished our basement, and she was putting up paneling in our basement because it was the 90s. And what she would do is she had extra paneling. So she would actually use a miter saw, and she would cut the paneling into little squares for me to make art with. We didn't have a lot of extra money, so we couldn't run to Michael's to grab canvases. So instead, what she did was she would cut me little wood squares that I could paint on. And I'm pretty sure I still have a lot of them. And I used to just have so much fun. And I had an area in our basement that was my designated art area. It was allowed to get dirty. It was fine. And she set it up for me. She made me like my own art room. And that was actually my art room even into my 20s when I was in college. I used to make my art also in that same room. So it was a big part of my childhood. So having fun. I just realized I didn't pin my video. I'm sorry, guys. Let me pin it again. And pin it up. There we are. So you guys see I'm just being ultra playful with my background. All right. So I'm blending. I am adding light blue. I'm adding dark blue. And I'm kind of just seeing what happens when I blend them up. Just being playful. Now, it was very important that we put that blue down to begin with because this wouldn't look so good otherwise. It would look really streaky. So the painterliness is these little strokes that you can see. You can see strokes of lighter blue, darker blue. That's where it becomes really nice and painterly. So we're just playing, all about playing. Okay. If you guys just want to look up for a second, if you want to just look up at my screen, I'm going to show you how to add shininess to your, I almost called her a beetle. She's not a beetle. I mean, ladybugs are beetles, but beetle doesn't sound very nice, does it? So our ladybug, sorry, Miss Ladybug. I'm going to show you how to add a little bit of dimension. So what I'm going to do is just put a little white line, okay? I'm going to do the same in her head. Now it looks shiny. So it's got a little bit of shininess to it now. And put the little white around it if you like. Okay? So I think my background is done. Sometimes I don't know when to stop. That's kind of my problem in art. I tend to overdo things. Whoa. Not that there could be no problem in art. Art's all about just having fun. Okay. So you don't need to be here with me yet. Actually, I'm just going to check in with you guys again, and I'm going to stay with you guys until the end of class. But can everyone just show me where they're at? I just want to kind of gauge where everyone's at. Nice, Isabella, it's so fun. I like what you did in your background. It looks like you used a marker and drew some dragonflies. Fun, Lily. Oh, nice, beautiful. Wow, Dominic, fun. Oh my goodness, Megan and mommy. Aw. All right, you friends. Lucia, I don't think I saw yours, and I don't think I saw Addie's, and I don't think I saw Sarah's. So if you guys just want to show me really fast. Fun. Nice, Addie. Nice, Lucia. Oh, the giraffe's really coming. It looks like a giraffe to me now. Is it a plant or a giraffe?
Giraffe.
I got it. It looks like a giraffe. How about you, Sarah? Can you just show me what you got so far? And friends, we'll do a little screenshot at the end like we like to do, okay? What I'm gonna do is just gonna take a minute. This is gonna be really fast for me. I am going to just go ahead and I'm gonna use my thin dark line. I don't have black. I was saying that earlier. I don't have any black paint. I gotta run to Michael's and grab some. But I'm very resourceful, so I mixed my brown with dark blue. Beautiful, Sarah. So fun. Okay, so I mixed my blue with some brown, and I got a really, really, really nice dark color that's perfect. So it doesn't always have to be black. You can make your own, I call it dark color, but you can make your own dark color. And art's different than everything else. There's nothing you can do wrong in art. So I'm just going and I'm tracing my lines, and then I'll check back in. I think Jackie's gonna really like doing this one later. I'm gonna do it with her. She goes to school right now. She's in a little summer preschool program. Sometimes when I'm teaching her things, she doesn't like to listen, but if someone else is teaching, or if she's even watching a video later, she'll be able to follow along really nicely. Okay. So I feel like mine is just about done. What I might do is just go back in with my glue one more time and just kind of fix up some of these neighborhoods over here. All right. Be right there with you guys. So I'll just hold mine up. And is anyone completely finished? If you're completely finished, give me a thumbs up. If you're still working and you want like another 5 minutes, give me a thumbs up. Just looking around, it looks like a lot of people still want a minute or two, and we have the time, so I'm going to stick with you guys for a few more minutes, and I would love if we could do a screenshot. So whenever you guys are ready, we'll maybe in 1 minute we'll do a little screenshot, but I don't want to put any pressure on anyone. Your picture doesn't need to be finished for that. I just think it would be a fun thing to do. When I put these on YouTube later, I can use it as like my end screen. It's just fun. All right. Does anyone need any help with anything? Amelia, that's so much fun. And just a reminder, I'm going to send you guys the YouTube video later. You're welcome to look back at this anytime. You're welcome to do these projects again anytime you like. So you'll have access to my YouTube channel. You're welcome to try out other videos on there as well. I have my older classes. I have an older animal painting class that I also post on there, and I don't mind at all if you guys want to try out those projects as well. Okay, so you have access to that. That's a lot of fun. And all right, so is everyone ready to take a screenshot together? You don't have to be finished, but I'd love to take a screenshot if we're able to. Okay, so if you're ready, just go ahead and hold up your picture. Okay. All right, I'm looking. Lucia, can you hold yours up? And we have, cool, we have Megan. All right, Lucia, I'm just waiting for yours. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay! Awesome, friends. Guys, they came out so good. All right. I'm going to stick with you guys, but if you're all done, you can leave the meeting, okay? And I'll see you next week.
Bye.
I'll unmute everyone. Yeah, you guys can unmute. You guys can, we can all say goodbye.
Bye. Thank you. That was fun.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed. All righty. And we'll see you guys next week, okay? Bye, everyone. Bye, Sarah. Bye, Lucia. Bye, Addie. Bye, Lily. Okay, bye, Sarah. I'm ending the